JBNN keep you informed. I'm Michelle Jones. Before we get into the news, please remember to like, subscribe, leave a comment, and share the news with someone today. Now onto the news. Hurricane Melissa death toll climbs to 45.
A number of deaths coming out of this hurricane, and the numbers that have been confirmed, and just noting these have been confirmed by the JCF, so they have investigated and they have concluded that these deaths were associated with the hurricane, and they have done so in conjunction with the JDF. And so the total confirmed fatalities coming out of Hurricane Melissa now stands at 45. And I'll go through parish by parish. Hanover, 2, Westmoreland, 15, St. James, 6, Trelawney, 2, St. Anne, 1, Portland, 1, St. Elizabeth, 18. So that's a total confirmed of 45. In terms of postmortems, they have been able to conduct 33 postmortems to date, and there are some that they're waiting to do the postmortems on. And so that is the confirmed number. The confirmed number is 45, and I know those are 45 families that are hurting deeply, really, really hurting. And so as we look at that number, we pray for those families. We pray that God will comfort them. It's a hard time. It's a hard time to deal with the death of a family member, plus be dealing with the aftermath of a hurricane. And so I ask all of Jamaica to please pray for these families as they traverse this very, very, very difficult time. As this number changes, I will get back to you and we will give you the latest numbers that we do have.
Police constable killed in money crash. The Jamaica Constabulary Force JCFI Command is mourning the death of a police constable who was killed in a motor vehicle collision on Anglican Street in Monique, St. Anne on Monday afternoon. The deceased has been identified as 34-year-old Constable Christopher Condapo, a member of the Monique traffic. According to police reports, the incident occurred at approximately 2:30 p.m. while Constable Condapo is driving his service motorcycle along the roadway. A Suzuki Swift motor car, traveling in the opposite direction, reportedly collided with the constable's vehicle. He sustained multiple injuries and was rushed to the hospital, where he was pronounced dead. In a statement, the JCFI Command expressed condolences to his family, friends, and colleagues, noting that the loss has deeply affected members of the constabulary. The JSF added that its chaplaincy unit, medical services branch, and welfare department are actively providing support to Constable Condapo's relatives and his team at the Monique Traffic Department as they cope with the tragedy. Evangelist's son daughter identified as plane crash victims en route to Jamaica for hurricane relief. The 2 people who died Monday when a plane crashed in Florida en route to Jamaica have been identified as the Caymanian father and daughter who are on their way to the Caribbean island to assist in Hurricane Melissa relief efforts. Evangelical Church Ministry Ignite the Fire identified the victims as its CEO Alexander Worm, 53, and his daughter Serena, 22. Evangelist Worm is the founder of Ignite the Fire Ministry, dedicated to empowering youth through missions and evangelism across the Caribbean. Serena, following her father's footsteps, was a beacon of empathy and hope, inspiring all with her commitment to humanitarian work, the church said in a statement on social media. It added, "Together, their final journey embodied selflessness and courage, reminding us of the power of service and love." It added, "Together, their final journey embodied selflessness and courage, reminding us of the power of service and love." Worm lives behind his wife and 2 other children. According to U.S. media reports, the Beechcraft King Air twin turboprop plane took off from Fort Lauderdale Executive Airport about 10:14 a.m. en route to Jamaica before crashing into a man-made pond in Coral Springs minutes later. The cause of the crash is still unclear. Transport Minister Darrell Vaz said the plane had no permit to land in the country, but had made 2 trips to the island prior to the fateful crash. 2 communities remain marooned after Melissa, says ODPEM. Director General of the Office of Disaster Preparedness and Emergency Management, ODPEM, Commander Alvin Gale, says 2 communities in Western Jamaica are still marooned.
50 16 persons have been reported missing. The JCF continues their process of verification through a series of welfare checks. More than 130 buildings have sustained some level of damage, ranging from partial roof loss to complete collapse, while some 30,000 households have been displaced. Just over 182 communities have been officially recorded as having sustained damage, primarily in Western Jamaica, bearing the brunt of the impacts. Currently, some 88 shelters remain open, with just across 9 parishes, with just over 1,100 persons remaining in these shelters. While some persons have remained home, many continue to rely on the shelters as we work to restore access and provide restoration to damaged homes. I'm happy to report, however, that we are in touch with more than 90% of the shelters in Western Jamaica. In terms of community access, there are currently 2 communities which we have classified as marooned. To be clear, marooned communities refer only to communities that are completely cut off and solely accessible by air, where no road, be it double or single access, is available. These communities can only be reached by air. The 2 communities this morning are Petersville in Westmoreland and Duckets in St. James. The 2 maroon communities did receive drops yesterday, and I'm assured by the time I'm speaking this morning, we'll also do 2 other helicopter lifts.
Case against entertainer Kip Richard was song police said endorsed, done dismissed. The prosecution has withdrawn its case against dancehall artist Marlon Plunkett, more popularly known as Kip Rich, who was charged over a song that police said endorsed gang violence and paid tribute to alleged one-order gang don Othniel Tipman Labon, who was fatally shot by police in January. The case was withdrawn on Tuesday in the St. Catherine Parish Court after it was revealed that the Crown did not have a voice recognition machine to treat with the evidence. Attorney at Law Patrick Peter Keane insisted the matter should be dismissed, and presiding senior Parish Court Judge Desiree Lane then formally freed the entertainer of the charges. We feel that justice was served here today, which resulted in Mr. Plunkett's freedom. He can now resume a fulsome delve into his music, as this case was affected him negatively, Peter Keane said. Plunkett, 46, was charged on January 25, 2025 with the use of audio and audiovisual communication to promote criminal activities. The Spanish Town Police in St. Catherine said the song Stay Far Freestyle was performed by Kip Rich and that the lyrics endorsed the former one-order gang leader. The police had revealed that Plunkett and others were persons of interest and he turned himself in. He made numerous court appearances and maintained his innocence throughout. The entertainer did not comment after being freed. Stormont Manchester farmers lose cattle to theft. Still reeling from Hurricane Melissa's devastation, farmers in Manchester are facing a second blow after thieves made off with the little livestock that survived the storm. One of the farmers who was filing a report at the Williams Hill police station says he lost roughly $1.5 million worth of cattle when Peter larceny struck Sunday.
Approximately Sunday evening about 6:45 p.m. I get a call from one of my following colleague farmer that is in Blue Mountain and thing, call and said here that a lot of cows are missing and here that mine as well as in it. So when I eventually wake up and get over to the house and went there and the scene, I see where there was tie, that nothing was there, just only a piece of rope that tie on that bar and thing. So when I went back there now and went to the station, to the Williamsville station, and give the statement, they alert and said there was what's going on and in the porous area where they're holding on a vehicle and under spot check. I don't get to see or have any evidence to see, so I can't say so far. If I get any videos or any photos, I could identify animals. And that is a big for a young farmer who just trying to make twins can meet for our family and thing.
Electricity to be restored in Westmoreland and Hanover within 2 weeks, says JPS. Despite cautioning that its infrastructure in western parishes must be rebuilt and not merely repaired due to the scale of damage from Hurricane Melissa, the Jamaica Public Service JPS says electricity will be restored in Hardy, Westmoreland and Hanover within the next 2 weeks. The timeline was given by JPS Chief Executive Officer Hugh Grant, among other promises he made during a press briefing on Tuesday.
Now, attacking the hardest hit areas in the western Jamaica is a challenge, however, we're on it. Because of the extent of the devastation in the western parishes, this is much more than repair and restore. It's a redesign and rebuild of our facilities. We have seen whereby landslides have caused poles and other infrastructure to be significantly damaged, and frankly, we have to now reroute some of our facilities and redesign to facilitate restoration. The good news is we're making progress. Our strategy is to first restore critical services like hospitals and water pumps and town centers in these key economic zones. Within the next 2 weeks, power will be in Hanover and Westmoreland. I heard Minister Mackenzie refer to what he's seen in Falmouth and Trelawney. Minister Mackenzie, this week, power will be in Trelawney. We will have power in Falmouth Town, Falmouth Hospital, and also the pier, whereby we're supporting the return of cruise ships to that particular pier.
Accompong maroons railing has 80% of homes destroyed.
Accompong has been significantly affected. Approximately 80% of homes are uninhabitable. Either the roofs are totally torn off or the structures have been totally obliterated. As you look around, you will see the ravage that was caused by the hurricane. It was a very violent storm, almost a giant tornado, which is the description that most persons have given. And the sheer velocity of the wind and the projectiles, I think there are a lot of persons, particularly elders, that are still in a kind of a trauma. They're very shaken up. So not only do we have a few physical injuries, we also have persons suffering mentally from the displacement and just the sheer violence of that storm. The relief has been coming, and it has been coming steadily. We have had the ability to go into some of the districts because the men in the adjoining districts, including Accompong, were very assiduous in getting the roads clear, and very diligent in taking the time and making the effort. Right, we've been distributing a lot of tarpaulins to help those without roofs, to at least provide some temporary solution that they can actually go back into their spaces and not have their personal items damaged more than they already are. So we look forward to the continued support and communication in this great humanitarian effort that's required for the western part.
JBNN will keep you informed. Please remember to subscribe, like, share, leave us a comment, and click the notification bell to receive our daily news items.